YouTube, what's going on today? We have 20 years of Call of Duty. Actually, it was yesterday, but today we're covering it, baby. I got Grizz in here, and we are just going to go through COD's like 20-year anniversary of Call of Duty. You got to keep in mind, gang, I'm 26, Grizz is 26, 27 in January. I'm 27 in March. We've literally played this game for 20 years, at least I have. I used to rent this at Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Like, it is so crazy to think that this
They
game...
don't even know what Blockbuster is.
Probably
now,
not.
Dude.
Probably not, dude.
Never even heard of it.
So let's see. For the record, this is For the Record. Captain Price, Call of Duty 2009, first launched in 2003. Call of Duty has a long and interesting history. Now a massive global experience, synonymous with the first-person action genre today. This is so crazy to think about, like, playing Call of Duty, the Big Red 1 for the first time. That was so nuts. They have like a little trailer for it. I figured we'd watch it. Let's see. We got to do birthdays here, gang. Look at that. There you go, gang.
Do they have a trailer for it?
It's like the 20 year hitter. Let's see if we hit this and then we can full screen it. There we go. Let's turn it up.
You know who we are? It's Tommy Soap.
I know.
Woods. Mason.
Farah.
Russell Adler. Captain Price. Going dark. Everybody ready?
Oh, it's so crazy to see, like... Dude, the evolution of COD actually is crazy as hell.
Yeah, man, I just hope it bring back that feeling of COVID gaming again.
Yeah, that's true, 100%.
Man, I hope we can recreate that feeling.
God, like, zombies was so crazy. Everything was so crazy. Like, to give y'all perspective, dude, Grizz and I used to load up Knocked Durham Totem, the first zombies map, and play that shit on LAN. Oh, God,
the entire weekend, dude.
Okay, alright, wait. Freeze frame, let's go back. Greatest campaign of all time. Boom.
I don't want to talk about this though.
Right
you know
here.
What happened.
Oh, this is glorious. The gang's gonna love this. I'm gonna freeze it right with that tomahawk in the dude's first throw knife. Alright, so look. MW2 2009 release weekend. It's a Friday. Grizz and I rode the bus home together. I rode to his house. We get there and his pops is like, hey, look, we got the game pre-ordered. Let's go to Blockbuster. Let's go pick it up. We're so...
Knew what time it was.
Bro, it's Friday. We're kids. Long weekend. Let's go, baby. New COD. It's like, because back then, COD used to drop around fall break. So you had like time to play it, you know? So we get to Blockbuster and Christian and I are like staring. This is back when you bought the game not digitally. You're holding the box and you're like reading everything on the back. Like you don't give a fuck what it says.
You're just holding it the whole way home, dude.
Cradling it. But then here's the conflict here, gang. We had to figure out a way to share, all right? Because I'm not going to sit there and watch, and Grizz wasn't going to let me just sit there and fucking watch. We had to take turns.
I should have.
You should have. Because here's what happened.
I should have.
Grizz said, all right, we'll do every other mission, and I will start. Look, if you are ever doing this, if you're going to do this for MW3 this year, if you're, like, younger, you got someone coming home, like, for the release, whatever, you just want to stay in the night for the weekend, don't be the first one to play the fucking game. Because Grizz goes through, like, the tutorial of it, basically, and, like, the mission, and then on the back of the box, there's a picture of the guys holding those, like, underwater scooters and the submarine and the scuba gear, and we're like, oh my God, Call of Duty's brought scuba gear into the game. Turns out mission 2 was the scuba mission. That was the only one we had talked about the whole ride home. And I got to bang that shit up.
That's not even the one I was mad about. It was the snow one that they just showed.
Oh, that was sick. Dude, that was mission 4. This one right here. See, I got all the action missions.
Yeah, you got that one too.
I got this one. This one was crazy. And then, I think you got No Russian, though.
I did.
You definitely got No Russian. This, though, I want to touch on this. This is my favorite COD of all time. Black Ops 1. This is like the menu screen, what you see. This is the greatest COD of all time. And still the biggest unsolved mystery in Call of Duty history is the person in the glass up here on the left. In the menu, there's someone up here.
The best COD of all time, personally.
It was just, these games were just so legendary. And even though the graphics weren't amazing, like, the story they told
But it's not over
It was
yet.
next level. I mean, it was beyond what we can imagine. Now we have it on like our cell phones. Like that's Warzone on cell phone. That's so crazy.
Yeah, dude. What?
Random tomahawks used to be gas.
Swaggy.
Oh, there's Chris. Let's see. Oh, dude, that was sick. I'm so happy they added that for 100 year when Scump won the solo dolo. He freaked out right there, dude. Look, he melted. He melted Aiden in a 1v1 for the solo YOLO, $100,000. And he got invited. He didn't compete in the World Series of Warzone, but he got invited to the solo YOLO. Comp season had just ended for him, and he fucking won and went crazy on stream. That was super cool. Definitely deserved to be there. I don't know who this boy is, but all I gotta say is it's like COD has made such a run. I guess this is like a list of all the games. This was the first COD I ever played. It's kind of crazy because it's like this is where Captain Price was like introduced to you, but it's World War II era. It wasn't like what we're used to.
Oh,
Finest
man.
Hour was nuts, dude.
Played it on PlayStation 1.
Oh man. Then we had COD 2. COD 3 was crazy. COD 3 was like COD 3 was when graphics were starting to like pick up a little bit.
I loved COD
Multiplayer
3,
was
dude.
a thing. And it just I mean it was nuts. And then this was the turning
That's
point.
where it all started for me, dude.
Yeah, Modern Warfare
That's
came
where
out.
it all started. I still have friends I talk to from playing that game. How many years ago now? Like
Oh,
16
God.
years ago?
Yeah, 2007 was the release. I mean, that is so nuts. Like, Modern Warfare was when we learned about Task Force 141. They brought a nuke to the game. No, nuke didn't come till MW2. Prestige mode was available because they didn't do Prestige in Call of Duty 3. Perks finally came. Create a class, kill streaks, weapon camos, gold weapons. Shipment was made this year. I mean, it absolutely like revolutionized everything with Call of Duty. World at War was the next game, and we probably played World at War more than Modern Warfare.
I didn't. I played Modern
I
Warfare
played
more.
this game so much, and
We
it was
played
also
a lot of zombies, though.
that's it. It was the first game to have zombies. Zombies
I
came
mean, we
with
used to go
Noxtra
to
and
Liam's
Totem.
house, dude, and
Uh-huh.
we'd have 8 of us with 2 Xboxes hooked up and 2 projectors.
Yeah.
Projecting it on the wall.
Exactly, dude. It was just one of
8
those
people
things.
playing zombies at once, just having the time of their life.
And it was like a lot of people played COD, but not all of your friends played COD at this point. Like World at War was like popular, but it wasn't like every single person played it. And then MW2 came out, and that changed everything. The hype that World at War brought to like the world to set up MW2 was absolutely unbelievable. Like this game was absolutely insane. Like I can't stress it enough. This is where they brought in special ops. It was a co-op mode, which obviously if you've played Modern Warfare 2019, you've played Spec Ops, I'm assuming. But MW2, I mean, we're playing MW2 now, and the game that's releasing in a week and a half is based off of this game alone. That's if that gives you any idea of the impact that game made. I mean, holy shit. The amount of times I would stay up all night, all day, and then all night again in the summer with my friends playing this game was ridiculous.
Every day.
Every day. I want to say I had like 30 days logged on this game.
That tumor in my shoulder, and I just stayed inside in Indiana and played Modern Warfare 2. I think I had like 29 days played.
Yeah, literally. And then we get into personally my favorite COD of all time, Black Ops 1. Black Ops 1 was revolutionary, and they had a feature. I hope they talk about it here in this list. I'm gonna kind of skim through and see if they have it. Right, okay, right here. They're gonna talk about it right here. Wager matches, okay? Not like what the little TikTok sweats talk about nowadays. Like, oh, what wager match we on game battles?
1v1 major me. What do we build battle?
This was wager matches, and you had 4 game modes. You had one gun game, one in the chamber, sticks and stones, and sharpshooter. The way it
Dude,
worked in the way it worked in BO1. So let's say like you wanted to unlock the last SMG because everyone was using it, but you weren't that rank. You didn't have to level yourself up to level 50 to use it. What you could do is you could do wager matches. There was an in-game currency. You could gamble your currency, and if you won games, you would get more, more money. They had a high roller mode where you put 10,000 down. If you win, you get 30,000 back. And you could buy the items you wanted to use with the in-game currency when you wanted, so it wasn't as grindy. It was also the first Call of Duty to ever have custom emblems. You could make your emblem whatever you want, like you were using an off-brand Photoshop.
Man, it got crazy with that, dude.
Oh my god.
You see the craziest stuff?
Craziest stuff. The maps, unbelievable. I know everyone talks about the MW2 maps. I love them to death, but this lineup of maps right here is insane. Nuketown, Firing Range, Stadium, Standoff, Summit, Array, Jungle, Grid, Drive-In, Villa, Zoo, Hazard. That is unreal how many maps there were. This map in particular, Summit, is definitely in my top 3 favorite COD maps of all time. But they did this game.
The Spawn Tomahawk, dude.
Oh god, dude, it
That's
was
all
so
I gotta
good.
say.
It was so good. Now we have Dead Ops Arcade came out for the first time, and then more zombies. This was the first time we actually saw like multiple zombie maps start to come out. And I would have to say Black Ops 1 was like where Treyarch understood, okay, zombies is going to be a big hit. We can transform it into what it is now. After that, we got Modern Warfare 3, super slept on game in my opinion. Modern Warfare 2 was the first game to have a nuke. MW3 had a Moab. The Moab was different than the nuke. This was the first game where you had to have a gun streak to get the nuke, the Moab. It had a different engine from MW2, but it played very similar. The graphics looked pretty different. Everything seemed a little more sharp, in my opinion. The maps were solid, though. They weren't MW2 maps, but they weren't bad. Like, I never really felt like I hated maps.
I agree.
This is where we started seeing hybrid scopes. So like an ACOG with a red dot on top of it, where you could switch stuff like that. Infected first came out in this game, which was crazy. Specialist perks also, instead of using kill streaks, you could use specialist packages right here. Specialist strike package came out for the first time. Let's see. Drop Zone was a game mode that came out in this game. And then there was a prestige shop. And 20 prestiges. Essentially with a prestige shop, you could buy an item to stay with you, which was crazy. So like Black Ops 1, if you had the currency, you could buy whatever gun you wanted. But in this game, when you prestige, you got a token and you were able to go and purchase like a weapon skin if you wanted, or keep a gun permanently unlocked, which was super cool. Because, oh god. Let's see. It was also the subject of the first $1 million Call of Duty competitive tournament. Pretty sick. It said a legendary fan experience that featured a scrapyard pinball course. We had Black Ops 2 come out next. So many people claim this is their favorite game, and I'll never crap on this game. This game was absolutely insane. It was a modern day title.
Hit after hit, dude.
It was definitely like, yeah, right here, Call of Duty's first trip into the future. It was 2025, so we have 2 years till we're playing in Black Ops 2, which is crazy as shit to think about. But
we're old.
It was so sick. Buried is the map they're showcasing right here for zombies. The Ray Gun Mark II came out in this game. There was a ton of different things to really change the game. It says right here, multiplayer introduced the Pick 10 system to refine create a class. Essentially, Pick 10 is you could have 10 items. So you could like trade off having grenades to have more attachments on your guns. Or you could have more tacticals and grenades. You could have, you could switch it up, but you could only have 10 items. And that included both weapons, all attachments, perks, grenades, tacticals. So you had to be very strategic with that. It was also the first COD, in my opinion, that had super broken pistols. The TAC-45 and BO2 was my most used gun. 2-shot kill. Makes no sense. Then COD Ghost came out. This is where COD started to take a dip. I love this game. Everyone hated this game.
Ghost as well.
Christian, Leo, and I played Ghost pretty regular. I played a lot at that time, just like throughout
That's when I just stopped
different
playing
groups. Yeah,
Xbox as much.
for sure. Ghost was the first COD to have not 3-lane maps, and I don't know if they'll. Let's see, right here. And in terms of map, there was Strike Zone, Fray, blah blah blah. Guess I'm not gonna talk about it. Essentially, these maps were more like Modern Warfare 2019. Instead of them having like 3 distinct lanes, there were doors. There were different places you can move, buildings on the outskirts you can run through, and you really didn't see that in COD until this came out. Also, the audio is the first time COD got like a huge audio change, and it sounded crazy. Advanced Warfare is where like 90% of players were like, "This is ass." I loved
That's where I
Infinite and
stopped
Advanced.
playing, dude. I didn't like either of them.
We had jetpacks, man. This was way into the future. 2054 to 2061 was the time frame. It's called the jetpack era of Call of Duty. What made Advanced Warfare so crazy? They had packs in the game, almost like Apex Legends. And with these packs, you could get variants of guns that were legitimately pay to win. The Obsidian Basilisk, or it was called the Obsidian Steed. It's a Basilisk, which is actually rumored to come out in MW3 in Season 2. That's a leak. The most broken gun in COD history, and you could only get it from a pack, and the chance of getting it was like 1 in 1,000. The other gun was called the ASMR. It was a Tommy gun SMG, and if you got the speakeasy version of it, it did substantially more damage, and it was pay to win. And my lucky ass got them on the first day of open packs. I got the speakeasy, I got the Obsidian Steed. I had them from the time I started the game. Made this shit a blast. After that, we had BO3. This was another rendition of jetpacks. Zombies were pretty good. I gotta
like
say,
this
BO3 has the best zombies. PC had custom zombie mods, so if you played BO3 on PC, there were so many. It was like playing Gary's mod for zombies. I mean, thousands and thousands of like user created maps. Definitely the best zombies. Jetpack era continued. It wasn't as much as Advanced Warfare, but it was still there. It was nerfed. And then Kai was like, all right, we want to try jetpacks one more time. And this leads to one of my favorite CODs of all time, Infinite Warfare. We went so deep into the future in this game. 2187. It was like the campaign, you can see it in the background right here, like rocket ships, you are in space fighting. Some maps had 0 gravity. This game was absolutely crazy, but what made this game for me like just unbelievably breathtaking was the zombies, and people hated on it. The zombies were based off of movies, and you were actors going from painting to painting in a theater on different movie sets. It was super, super cool. Zombies in Spaceland was the first zombies map to come out on this. This was also the last time COD had jetpacks. We instantly went from Infinite Warfare. Everyone used to say, oh, we want boots on ground back. That's something I haven't heard in years. People used to talk about, like, is this next COD going to be boots on ground? For 3 years, we were in the air, and then we got it. Call of Duty World War II, the most compelling campaign in a Call of Duty I think I've ever played.
I never played it.
Oh,
I really
God.
never played multiplayer either. I never bought that game.
The multiplayer was the biggest hunk of shit I've ever played.
No.
They came out with this mode called War. It was so dog. It was so dog, but the campaign, bro, woo! It's worth it. If this game ever goes on sale for like $5, buy it for the campaign. Go ahead and play that campaign. BO4 came out, and this is where we actually saw our first battle royale with Call of Duty with Blackout.
It was amazing. Dude,
Blackout
I don't care what
was
anybody says.
so nuts. The multiplayer for this game was not for me. I enjoyed it, but something about the way it played. I think players had a lot of health in this one. Like, do you remember that, Grizz? People just kind of ate bullets.
Yes, they did.
But the only thing we did was right here. BO4 also released the first ever Battle Royale experience, Blackout. I'm telling you, Blackout was nuts. From the time it started to the time it was done, Blackout was the game.
Such a good time, dude.
COD Mobile came out that next year, which was super cool. I played it a lot when it first came out, and then I was like, you know, I'd rather play real COD. You can't just sit at work all day and play COD Mobile. Coming up, though, this year, COD Mobile is actually going to be linked to the official Warzone servers. And multiplayer servers, you can actually rank up your guns for your Call of Duty account from your phone. So if you're in class, you're bored as shit, COD Mobile will do. Grind it out, get it done.
It's crazy. I didn't know that.
This is what changed Call of Duty forever. And honestly, like, in my opinion, man, this is tough to say. I think this is what ruined Call of Duty, this game right here. We got Modern Warfare 2019 and the release of Warzone in 2020. I am on the side of the fence. Warzone definitely chopped Call of Duty. I love Warzone. Like, it is my bread and butter. It's my favorite. But in terms of COD multiplayer, Warzone shit all over it. Like, the expectation that was made with Warzone was so high and mighty. COD could not replicate that feeling or that excitement in a game with multiplayer again, and I don't believe that they'll ever be able to do that. The only way I see that happening is if they go back to a futuristic title. With that being said, COD 2019, like this multiplayer before Warzone dropped, was the most compelling multiplayer we had in, God, what? Oh my God, like 5 years? It's outrageous. Cold War, everyone's played Cold War. I think Cold War had a really good multiplayer. Some of the fastest movement we've seen in the longest time. You could slide forever in this game. Gunplay was solid. Know your history. This is the first campaign we ever had that was cryptic. You actually had to like solve and add multiple endings. I want to say it had 4 endings. And then takes us to last year we had Vanguard. Vanguard was sick. Really just a rendition of World at War, which in my opinion was just a lights out game. So it was really cool. If a lot of you might not know, this map in the background is called Dome. It originated in World at War. So for Grizz and I to be able to play that, you know, revamped, was so much fun last year. And then obviously we got Modern Warfare 2 right now. In my opinion, the multiplayer was this game flopped. Like they sold. If you look at like every game they've ever dropped, this game like started off nice and then it just kind of died out really quick. And that leaves us with what we're getting now, man, and that's going to be Modern Warfare 3. But yeah, gang, that's 20 years of Call of Duty. That's 20 years of what we've done and hopefully what we continue to do. Because for me, I love this game. Like, I'm going to play this game until it is unplayable. Like, entirely unplayable. That's just how I feel about it. Let's see. A few months later in spring 2024, we prepared to join over 45 million fans who have already pre-registered for Call of Duty Warzone Mobile. Prepare to squad drop to your 2 painstakingly created Battle Royale system maps. We got Verdansk Rebirth Island coming in mobile. Man, we got Rebirth Island coming back next year, Grizz, on PC. Oh, it's so nuts, gang. We're thankful for you. We love making the content for you guys. I want to say here's to 20 more, but I mean, Jesus Christ.
I don't think it lasts that long, brother.
If COD's still around in 20 years, bro, that's going to be insane. My kid's going to be like, why trick shot my shit? Gang, hit the sub, crush the like. I'll catch tomorrow for another heater. Let's get it.